guys, this is Wally Gaming with another tekkit video, and today I'm going to make a coke oven machine which makes coke and then goes to the blast iron furnace to make steel ingots, and I'm going to also make some tanks which put up the chrysite ore. But first I'm going to show you how to make a coke oven, pretty easy, but I'm not going to make them today because I already installed them. It's just 3 by 3 blocks and 3 by 3 by 3, and in the middle a hole, and you'll get the coke oven. It's dimensional. It's more of 8 blocks and not 8, more than 8 blocks, but not 1 block. And then you got the blast iron furnace, which is 3 by 3 by 4 and 2 gaps in the middle. I recommend not standing in the middle while building it, because lava will appear in the middle and you will die. So yeah, you got magma cream, which is hard to get, but since I have a yo-yo matter machine, it can be pretty much easy to get. Then we also will need some waterproof things like the waterproof cobblestone pipe, and that's pretty useful. You need some cactus green, which you can have from smelting it in a furnace. We will also need a redstone engine. Pretty straightforward build. You've already built it probably, and some deployers, and we will need but yeah, it's really useful if you make the machine like a machine and not always doing it, because it takes 10 minutes to make one coke in a coke oven, and that can be pretty long. That's why you will need this machine. In this video I also have already set it up, and so I already have 64 coke in the coke oven, so it will be full. But I'm going to make all these things and I will be back when everything is built. Hello guys, I already hooked up the complete station of these, and you see I have some chrysite all in the tanks. The reason why I built it is just so I don't have to show you how the easy things, and I have to figure it out myself. But first, the deployer. I'm going to make a mistake in the beginning. I'm using the glass bottles and not the buckets, which can be used on the tanks and the bottles can't. So yeah, the deployer has to face it. You have to use a screwdriver. Then I will back up some pneumatic tubes. Yeah, and that's wrong because I need to have the filter right there, so it puts out the full buckets, and I need another filter to a chest which put out the empty buckets into the deployer. Right there has to come the filter, and then here has to come the chest, and oh yeah, tube, and then the chest, and then the filter. Okay, pretty easy. Problem with this build is I don't have powered pneumatic tubes. It's harder, so I need to have the timer built with some red alloy wire, which can be harder. But yeah, making this machine is already a good start for you if you want to make rails. But I say to you, it's really good having rails. It can make up for having long assembly lines from tubes, because tubes can start to lag your server pretty hard. So the rails are better, and even if you are playing online, I suggest making long rails. Yeah, they are pretty good. So now I put the bottles in, which will not going to work actually. So yeah, now I'm going to take out one, and because I need some chrysite all in the filter, but I can't put it out here. This is when I realize I'm starting to get wrong. But I'm going to try to put it into the coke oven, and yeah, that will, if you put it in your coke oven, it will give you a bottle of chrysite ore, like you see here. And yeah, if you do it with a wooden slab, it will give you some wooden ties which you can make rails with it. It's pretty useful to have them, and I suggest always try them out, the rails in tekkit, because they can really be useful. But you have a machine, need to have a machine like this. Unfortunately the rolling machine isn't working properly in this version, so I can't hook it up in the complete setup, so no rails automatically built today. If I find a way, I will show them to you, but this is the setup. It isn't going to work from the beginning. Yeah, now I'm going to wire up the timer is yeah, you always have to stand not in the direction you have to face it, because this is the on signal if you want to stop the timer. But yeah, now it's working, and I only need some red alloy wire to hook it up, and that will make the filter going to work. But it's not outputting, so I already know now it's wrong. And yeah, I'm going to put in some bottles in a moment, and it's going to work. So yeah, now when the bottles is going in, but nothing is going out. So yeah, now I know I'm pretty much screwed and have to do it all over again. I suggest this is a problem if you put the wires on top and the tubes. You can't actually access the deployer, so you have to be really accurate with your crosshair to make it, because otherwise you are pretty much screwed. But now I'm going to make the pump system under the coke oven, so bye bye. So the creosote oil, yeah, it can be useful to have some machines, but the first thing you need to know is that the creosote oil has to put out on the bottom, and this stupid rat is going to die, yeah, with a shovel. I try to humiliate him, but it's, yeah, I think I humiliate myself a little bit with this. But yeah, the creosote oil has to be put out on the bottom, so be sure you have the waterproof pipes in your inventory. Yeah, you have to put one waterproof pipe on the bottom, wooden, and then a red alloy wire. I'm now counting a little bit where I have to put the other machines. It's 2 wide and then a third for the middle, and yeah, here I have to dig it out, and yeah, and then I know where it's going to come. And I still need to count the other one. It's just a redstone engine I have to place, and some wooden waterproof pipes. Pretty easy to make here. Yeah, waterproof pipes, and yeah, there I put always yeah, as always you need to know, if you try to be smart, you can use you always have to use redstone torches and not levers, because they will always put on, and when you leave an area, sometimes they will, like you go into the nether, they will switch off. It can be happening sometimes. Most of the time it's not true, but it can happen sometimes, and then you have to put all your levers back on. So I suggest, if you always want to have something on, use redstone torches. Redstone torches are really good. So yeah, now you see how I'm wiring, piping all the system, and pretty easy now. The creosote oil will be ready pretty soon, but I'm already making a mistake. Yeah, my tank isn't big enough. I don't know how much creosote oil is actually going to pump out. So out of this coke oven is first time I'm doing it, so yeah, I tested it once, but I don't, yeah, there were only 3 or 4 cokes made, so I don't know how much it's actually going to come. So yeah, then I put the waterproof pipes in. I have enough, so I don't have to make some more. Yeah, pretty easy. This build, if you have some questions for tekkit, you can always ask them. um I don't mind asking your questions and making some episode you desire. Also for Battlefield 3, Medal of Honor Warfighter, Planet Side even, I will do some things with you if you ask me. So not a lot of problems there. I have a lot of time, not at the moment. Yeah, but here you see it's working. Put in the bucket and the bucket is coming out now. Yes, the bucket is coming out, and I got 4 buckets, and first I got 3, so you see it's worked. If you actually have seen really good, the moment the deployer works, you saw the tank go down. So yeah, then you can see it was a success making this machine. So the creosote all is actually ready to make wooden ties, I think, for the rails. And that's it for this part, and now I'm going to wire up everything else to the blast furnace, and that will be in a minute when I have done some things, because I really need to have more stuff and I need to craft them. So the blast furnace is completely on the way, and now I'm going to make the coke, let the coke go in the blast iron furnace. I had some problems with it and now it's lagging. I don't know why it's lagging, but yeah, the coke is now going into the blast iron furnace. I had some problems. If you look above in the screen, you will see that I used iron pipes to make sure I don't have any problems with putting them up, putting them in. Otherwise they go back into the machine, the coke ovens, and then you got some problems because they will fall out of the coke ovens and you will lose them. But the blast iron furnace, yeah, it's almost one coke for one iron, I believe. So you really have to have a lot of coke ovens, and since it's one coke each 10 minutes, you really need a lot. Now it's going to overflow a little bit, but that's not a disaster, because it's really going to go pretty quick in the blast iron furnace. I maybe lose some, but that's not the worst. But the iron is going to be inputted at the top, and the steel is going to come out of the side. You can really see that when I right click on the blast iron furnace. You will see that the steel is in the right slot, the iron on the top slot, and the coke at the bottom slot. Yeah, you can really see it pretty well. That's most of the time all the machines work like this. Is if something is at the side, you have to output it at the side. Something at the top, you have to put it in at the top, and something at the bottom. Really easy. I think that was a smart thing from the people who made industrial craft or build craft. It was a really good invention actually, to do that. Here my regards to the people who made this mod actually. So yeah, this is the creosote machine, you all know. And then I'm going to show you the output I've made on the I really had to make some tanks a little bit, because otherwise I will lose some of the creosote ore. I don't know if you know that, but if there is something in the pipes, it will despawn. Not a lot of people know that, but the Buildcraft pipes have this problem. If it's too long in a pipe, it will despawn. It's not the case in the redstone pipes, I know that. So most of the time you have to use the redstone pipes, but yeah, you can't do it with liquids, the redstone pipes. So liquids always have to be done by Buildcraft pipes. So yeah, I have to make a bigger tank for this. So this is working now, and I'm going to show you what is my energy plant on this server. It's made by lava that's coming from an energy condenser. Most of the time I don't like to use energy condensers because I think it's more cheating. But in the beginning, yeah, my server is a little bit on the beginning, so yeah, it's not so much cheating for me. It's just going to go much quicker. And yeah, it's the lava is made by a condenser hooked up with a relay and some energy collector. So it's going to, the EMC is going into the energy condenser, and it makes lava buckets. The lava buckets going into geothermal generators like you see here, and they make energy that's going to my main battery storage into the nuclear plant I've built. So there is a retriever here which will retrieve all the buckets of lava from the, like this here, retriever, the buckets of the empty buckets from the geothermal generators, and they will go in the energy condenser. So that's it for this video. If you liked the video, please leave a thumbs up and leave a comment in the comment section below. And if you like the video, please subscribe, because I really need subscribers. And thank you for watching this. Have a good one and take it easy. Bye bye.